Brief video today on a rather brief documentary feature, a 48-odd minute production directed by Adam Curtis, which aired on BBC One on the 30th of October 1984. The documentary details Operation Valuable, aka the Albanian Subversion, wherein the CIA and MI6 conspired together to overthrow the then communist regime in post-war Albania as part of the new Cold War power struggle with the Soviet Union. Albanian expatriates had been recruited and trained in an attempt for them to infiltrate the Albanian state and, somehow, cause an overthrow of the government so as to install a pro-West administration in its place. The men were trained in Western Europe, predominantly in Malta, and it was from Malta where they were deployed upon the operation's commencement. Malta was still a crown colony at that time. An American agent is quoted in this documentary stating, "Whenever we want to subvert someone, we always find that the British have an island in reach." Think of Operation Valuable, the Albanian Subversion, as an earlier prototype for the more well-known Bay of Pigs invasion which occurred later regarding Cuba during the Kennedy administration. And just like the Bay of Pigs fiasco, Operation Valuable was a complete failure, and resulted in the apparent deaths of up to 300 individuals, both official agents and Albanian civilians who had assisted them. They were executed or sent to penal labour camps by the government. The event was seemingly concealed to the public in the English-speaking world for many years and stands as one of the earliest covert operations to have taken place during the Cold War. One of the British officials involved in the arrangement claimed that they were seeking to do what the Soviet Union had in Greece, as they saw it, sow discord and use the opportunity to sponsor a new regime and ally for a wider struggle. Now, why is this documentary titled The Cost of Treachery? Who was betrayed? Well, the most obvious treachery which occurred, perhaps, is what was probably most instrumental in this operation's abject failure. One of the coordinators of this operation, MI6's liaison with Washington, was none other than Mr. Kim Philby. For those who don't know, Philby was a notorious Soviet mole who had been acting as a double agent for Soviet intelligence since 1934, being recruited for MI6 in 1940. Philby would become known as one of the Cambridge Five, individuals who had been covertly enlisted by the Soviet Union's intelligence agents during or after their time as students at Cambridge University. It has been said that an astonishing amount of information was leaked from the British government to the KGB via the Cambridge Five, occurring between the 1930s up to at least apparently the early 1950s. A shocking state of affairs, Philby fled the UK and officially defected in 1963, remaining there until his death in 1988, to the Soviet Union, The Cost of Treachery is at the dawn of Adam Curtis's career as a documentary filmmaker, and already he shows a precision in his interviewing of subjects, a persuasive and informative philosophy of editing, and an early indicator of his emphasis on power within human society. In this case, the true brokers of power were revealed to be those who had the right information, the valuable data, rather than those who had the most funds for an assortment of guns. Perhaps the other treachery hinted by the title is the callousness and indifference with which the British and American intelligence services treated their Albanian recruits. They were merely pawns in a political power struggle, and were offered likely far more than they were ever supposed to receive from their alleged benefactors. They were told that they would be the instruments of democracy and freedom for Albania, so that they would be motivated to act as guinea pigs in a game of espionage risk, testing the temperature of the chilly war, a group of unknowing canaries testing a bloody mine. The Cost of Treachery is available for viewing on YouTube, and I will link it in the description. Thank you all, I hope you are all well.